Here's the strange paradox about self-respect. The moment you start honoring yourself, people around you change. Some pull closer with admiration, others recoil with resentment. And the shift isn't always pretty. Suddenly, the ones who once praised you grow distant. The ones who depended on your silence get louder. The ones who felt superior begin to accuse you of arrogance. Why? Because when you raise your standards, you become a mirror. And not everyone wants to see their reflection. Carl Jung knew this. He said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." That kind of acceptance disrupts systems built on insecurity. It threatens relationships built on imbalance. Because when you stop betraying yourself to keep others comfortable, their true intentions come to light. Not because they changed, but because you finally stopped dimming yourself to protect their comfort. Self-respect doesn't create conflict. It reveals it. And what you do with that truth, that's where your real power begins. Most people are not reacting to you. They're reacting to how they feel around you. And when you begin to respect yourself deeply, unapologetically, that respect becomes a boundary, not a wall, but a filter, a quiet, invisible force field that says, "This is who I am now. This is what I allow. This is what I release." And here's what's powerful. You don't have to explain it. You just live it. You embody it. Jung would say, this is the moment your shadow starts to integrate. That part of you that used to crave approval, that needed validation at any cost, that feared rejection more than repression, starts to dissolve. And what emerges is not rebellion, but alignment. You no longer say yes when you mean no. You no longer laugh at jokes that insult your soul. You no longer sit at tables that insult your essence. And people notice. They feel the shift. Some will respond with respect. Others will feel exposed. But in all cases, your energy has changed. And because of that, theirs must recalibrate or fall away. Want to see this play out in real time? Try this exercise. For 24 hours, say no to anything that feels even slightly out of alignment. No explanations, no justifications, just a simple, clear boundary. Then watch. Who respects it? Who resists it? Who disappears? Your self-respect is not about being liked. It's about being real. And the reactions you receive aren't always signs of disrespect, they're data. They show you where you've been compromising and who's been benefiting from that compromise. The more you respect yourself, the more you stop chasing, not just people, but outcomes, apologies, validation. You stop running toward things that were only ever meant to keep you small. You stop negotiating your peace just to avoid discomfort. And most importantly, you stop abandoning yourself to be accepted by people who only ever loved your silence. Carl Jung emphasized that the persona, the mask we wear to fit into society, must eventually be shed if we are to become whole. Self-respect is what begins to peel that mask away. And with each layer removed, the truth becomes louder. Not in your words, but in your presence. You walk differently. You speak more slowly. You no longer rush to fill silences or explain yourself to those who've already made up their minds. Your worth is no longer a debate. It's a knowing. But make no mistake, the moment you embody that truth, the test begins. People will project. They'll say you've changed. They'll ask, who do you think you are? And the answer is simple. You're someone who's finally stopped pretending. Someone who no longer trades authenticity for approval. Someone who's learned that peace is more valuable than performance. And you don't need to defend that. You just need to live it. Here's your next practice, the mirror walk. Before you step into any space work, social, family, pause. Ask yourself, if I respected myself deeply in this moment, what would that look like? Then embody it. Posture, tone, energy. Move from self-trust Speak with conviction. Stay rooted in your values, not their reactions, and let that become your new baseline. Something powerful happens when you stop over-explaining. People begin to reveal their intentions without your guidance. When you no longer rush to smooth every wrinkle, fix every misinterpretation, or apologize for simply existing, the true nature of your relationships surfaces. Those who are used to access without effort will call you distant. Those who are used to control will call you selfish. Those who respect your boundaries will call you clear. Self-respect doesn't always feel good at first. Sometimes it feels like loss. But what you're losing isn't love, it's illusion. The illusion that you needed to earn your place. The illusion that you had to stay small to stay safe. The illusion that pleasing others meant peace. Jung would say, this is the individuation process, the journey of becoming who you really are, by releasing who you were taught to be. You don't need to burn bridges. Just stop crossing them for people who wouldn't take a single step toward you. Stop dimming your joy to soothe their insecurities. Stop shrinking your truth to protect their comfort. And start listening to your body, to your intuition, to that quiet voice that says, this isn't love. This is dependency. This isn't connection. This is control. This isn't support. This is surveillance. Here's a practice. The self-worth audit. Take inventory of the 5 people you interact with most. For each one, ask, do I feel seen and respected after time with them? Am I myself around them, or a performance of safety? Do I shrink or shine in their presence? Then decide, not with resentment, but with reverence for your time, your energy, your essence. One of the most misunderstood aspects of self-respect is this. It doesn't mean being hard. It means being whole. It doesn't mean being cold. It means being clear. When you truly respect yourself, you stop participating in dynamics that require your self-abandonment. You stop mistaking anxiety for excitement. You stop letting people rent space in your mind just because they knocked confidently on the door. And most importantly, you stop giving people power just because they're loud. This shift is not a performance. It's a rewiring. According to Jung, the unconscious mind governs far more of our behavior than we realize. Until you make the unconscious conscious, he says, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Self-respect makes the unconscious conscious. You start seeing the patterns, how you tolerate mistreatment because it feels familiar, how you overextend because you fear being replaced, how you say yes out of guilt instead of desire. And once you see it, you can change it. And that change isn't loud. It's not a social media post. It's not a dramatic exit. It's in the pause before you respond, the breath before you agree, the strength to stay silent when your truth is clear. The practice of presence. Before any interaction, repeat silently to yourself, I am not here to be chosen. I am here to choose. Then enter the space. You'll notice how your posture shifts, how your words slow down, how your eyes scan differently, not for approval, but for alignment. This is self-respect in motion, and those who benefit from your confusion will feel that difference. They will respond. Some will rise with you. Others will resist. But all will reveal their truth. Let's bring this to a close, not as an end, but as a beginning. Self-respect is not a moment. It's a movement. A decision repeated in silence over and over again until it becomes your second skin. It's in the quiet exits, the slow nose, the steady breath, when others push for reaction. It's in the refusal to be defined by how much you can tolerate. And it's in the sacred act of walking away from what no longer reflects who you are. Carl Jung reminded us that wholeness is not perfection, it is integration. Self-respect is the integration of your wounds and your wisdom. It's the day you realize you no longer owe anyone an explanation for your evolution. It's the morning you wake up and your peace matters more than being understood. It's the night you sleep deeply, not because you avoided discomfort, but because you honored your truth. The more you respect yourself, the more others reveal themselves. Not because they've changed, but because you've stopped translating disrespect as love. You've stopped mistaking attention for care. You've stopped negotiating with people who were only ever there for the version of you that asked for nothing. And what comes next? A clearing. Yes, some will leave. Some will criticize. But what remains is real, solid, rooted. You'll meet people who don't need you to shrink, who don't flinch at your standards, who don't punish you for your peace. Because they've done the work too. They've walked through fire too. They've chosen self-respect too. And those people, they're not threatened by your wholeness. They're inspired by it. So from this moment on, let your self-respect speak for you. Let it be the energy that enters before your words. Let it be the silence that answers where noise used to live. Let it be the guide that shows you what's meant for you won't require your self-abandonment. You are not too much. You are just not meant to be contained by those who can't hold truth. You are not difficult. You are discerning. You are not intimidating. You are clear. Now go live like it. What boundary did you set recently that surprised you with the way people reacted? And what did that teach you about your worth?